Hey everyone, this is Wade from FishFinderMounts.com and FlowTube Fanatics, and we've been working on some videos lately, and we're doing some Fish Finder opening the box and assembly videos. So we don't just open the box to show you what's in the box, but we also like to assemble them, and then we like to take it even a step further and put them on a mounting system that you can make that you can use to make your fish finder entirely and completely portable. And it's just a fantastic system. We call them our magnetic boat mount kits or magnetic boat mount systems for fish finders. So we've already reviewed over here, this was the first review we did, the Garmin 4 DVS Striker, the Garmin Striker 4 DVS and the Garmin Striker 5 DV. It's not DVS, DV, sorry. And we are now going to shoot the Garmin Striker 7 SV, that side view. We've got here our 10 amp hour kit that is big enough to run these finders, you know, easily all day long and longer depending on what size of screen that you have on your finder. This being a 7-inch screen, we've put all sorts of 7-inch screens on this. At our trade shows, before this we've had the Lowrance Elite 7 HDI on this all day long at the trade show, so we know that this runs a 7-inch screen all day long, and especially now that they're getting even more efficient. Even more so. So I'm just going to start opening the Striker 7 SV from Garmin, but I also wanted to show you in relation to these, we are talking about these two having, you know, the GPS, the chirp, the down view, and the water like ingress rating, good, like, you know, so it's water resistant or waterproof to some extent. This one here has obviously the bigger screen being 7-inch, and it's got the down view just like the other ones. It's got the chirp just like the other ones, but where it differs is it has side view. So there you have it. The one difference is obviously the screen, and the other being the side view capability. So the other thing I wanted to mention too, just before I open this up, is that we've already opened the Striker 5, and because of that we think that this will have the same mounting bracket on the Striker 5 as the Striker 7. So it's going to kind of sort of reduce the video length, and if you want to see the full uninstall and assembly of the transducer, which this is already assembled, you probably want to check out the videos for these two units right here, the Striker 4 and Striker 5 on our channel. And while you're on our channel, please take your time to subscribe to our channel. We really appreciate that. So here goes the opening of the Striker 7 SV. So you can see the optional products that you can buy here: protective cover, data sharing cable, and a portable kit here. Just on the box here it's showing you traditional sonar, down scan sonar, and over here it shows you the side view or side imaging, as some manufacturers will call their technology, right here. And of course they have this nice extra feature that a lot of the other guys don't have at this price point. This price point meaning we purchased this unit for, I believe it was $4.99 US for all of these features with side view, which is a great deal for a side view finder out of Bass Pro. $499.99 USD, I believe. I can verify that in a bit, but we'll keep moving on here. So we're going to look in the box here so you can see what's going on there. And we're going to take the control head out as I have in the other videos. It looks like it slides out of... We've never opened these boxes, by the way, so this is brand new for us just as it is for you. And we'll take that out, and there it is in cardboard, so everything's recyclable. That's kind of a good thing. And we'll pull that control head out for you guys. And don't let me kid you, for us as well. We'll just put this aside. And there is the control head with the protective covering. On the back there is 3 cables. One looks like it's got a side view finder transducer port here. So there's the standard transducer here, and the side view, side imaging or side view right here, and then the power connector right there. We'll just pull that off. that is the control head, as they call these. These are always called the control head by the manufacturers. Garmin's on the top there. I don't want to drop this thing, so in the last video I did, I dropped it quite a bit. I'm just going to put it there. I don't have anything to prop it up with. And we'll start to pull out the other items here. So here's the bag with most of the peripherals. There's a transducer in there and a couple of other items. And the bracket. Now let's see, is the bracket the same for the 7 as it is for the 5? Justin, what do you say here? The answer is yes, affirmative. So we'll put that aside. We've already got that set up. The holes for our 10 amp hour kit on the mounting plate already accommodate. This is the same mounting holes as for the Elite 7 product from Lowrance, actually, coincidentally. So they're exactly lined up perfectly already. You don't need to drill holes when you use our 10 amp hour kit, and that's what you're going to need to mount the Garmin 7, or the Garmin 7 SV. So we'll show you what that looks like in a sec. Here are the mounting knobs here coming out of there. So we've got this bag out. I'll move these bags aside so it's not so cluttery. Here's the power cable. That looking like this with a fuse in line. Okay. And this looks like it could be the transducer. I'm not sure exactly what that is, so we'll have to look in the instructions to figure out what kind of cable that is, what that purpose of that is. And then the risk instructions, I suppose. So that's in every one of these units as well, same thing. So the box is essentially completely barren. One of the things cool, this came out of it as well, the last thing coming out of it right here. It's actually, you can put it on here, so it actually not only is it static, but it can pivot around as well. So if you install it with this base on it, in your dash of your boat or whatever it may be, you'll have that rotating capability, which is cool. Like the Helix series, the 5, I'm not sure about the 7, I think they're all the same from what I see in the pictures. We have the 5. Is they don't have this capability, and Garmin's always been mindful of that. In fact, I really like the rotational base for the Garmin SV, or the Garmin Striker 4 DV. It's really good, really well done. So that kudos to Garmin for doing that. I like that. But with our product, you don't need, you wouldn't need the that capability per se. So I'm going to keep this box up high so you guys can see what that is as the video moves on. So we're going to take the mounting knobs out of here and we're going to power this guy up. The power cable is the same for all the units as well, so I'm not going to open this up. It is here. We've already bounded it to our 10 amp hour kit here. So I'll take the mounting knobs out. I've got a pack of screws here for us as well to use to mount it to the actual base. These will work, but they're pretty long. They don't need to be that long. They're the mounting screws that come with the product right there. Just put those there. So we'll take the control head so we can get it up there, and we'll get it powered on here for you guys, and we can do that quite quickly and rapidly now. This is our 10 amp hour magnetic boat mount kit from fishfindermounts.com. Gives you enough power to run your fish finder all day long. Just take that off there. And we'll get this guy on. So you're going to take these knobs and you can install them first. They go through the threaded hole, that being threaded itself. They're like clamping knobs, you can call them. Round clamping knobs. There's one. I'll do the other one here. It looks like it has a grounding node there. So if you're on a boat with an alternator, you'll probably want to use that. You won't need that with our systems, because you're going directly to a DC battery. So there you have it. And we're just going to slide that on. There's a couple of gaps. You can see how the gimbal bracket profile here where it mounts, and the mounting horns here. There's a channel, and you just fit that over top. Maybe the camera can come close so that you can see right there. Bang, she's on. So we're going to take these guys and we're just going to turn those to clamp it on. And actually it's a pretty good little, they've designed it pretty good so that, and they feel nice in your hands, they're rubbery. So it's pretty good grip, and this really nicely just ding ding ding. It actually is fairly smooth for being a mechanical sort of adjustment. So we'll take that, and then we're going to do the process of, when you get our kit, as I said in the other videos, you're going to get a cable package like this. And you would take their power cable, as you saw here. It's right here. It's looking a little bit messy in terms of being able to see it. So I'll just show you the operation. You would take this cable, this cable here that we've created with these connectors, these butt splice connectors here, and so you can see the bare wires, and you would crimp those right on here. Red positive being the red wire you would want, it's in there, and then negative being the black wire. And we've already done that here. What it does is it ultimately gives you the plug that will integrate with their plug system here on this product. You can see the plug system right here. So you can just plug that in and plug that, easily plug it in and plug it out. So I'll just take this apart so you can see what I'm talking about right there. This has just got a cap on it right there. So when you get our mount, you just plug the power in. Once you've crimped those cables on and you've got your little power cable coming from your fish finder, it's right here. So this is the power cable coming that was with the Garmin 5 DV, which is the same product. That's the power cable. This is the same, you can see here. I'll just take the cap off so you guys can really see. You can see it's identical. So we're just using the same power cable, which is fine. And we'll just take that guy, and I'll just tilt this so the camera can see it better. So when we're doing this, it says power right here. This is actually upside down. So I need to change that over. I wasn't really paying attention as much as I should have. Go. Okay, so this says power right here. It's got a little notch indicator. There's a notch on the cable actually right here. There's little notches. And then it shows you that the cable is actually got a flat spot in it too right here, and the plug area. So we're going to just align it just the way the diagram shows right on the fish finder itself. Now I've done a great many fish finders over the years now, so I know exactly how all this stuff works. So we'll just plug that guy upside down, just like so, and we're gonna take this product here, and I'm gonna get a little more cable, steal a bit more cable, so we can see 360-degree rotation here. So you don't actually need to use their rotational base when you have our product. It just automatically rotates for you. And we're going to take this guy and we're going to power it up. And there you go. There's the Garmin Striker 7 SV. And when it gets powered up fully, we are going to go into English now, using the check mark to use as an enter button or select button. Store demonstration, we want to have that on so you guys can see how that looks. You have chosen to configure this unit to retail demonstration. Are you sure? Yes, of course we are. Enter. And we won't worry about all of this. We'll just go next. It's already selected, and we'll see some of the marketing stuff, marketing information here, and we'll just go right to the menu. In the menu, it says some features in simulator mode depend on externally connected devices. Okay, that's fine. So now we have this menu system here. You can scroll up, so there's a couple of other down view, traditional. We want to see side view probably, right? So let's have a look at the side view here. Enter and see what that looks like. So one of the things that I've learned about side view is that if you see a fish, and these white specks are often fish, and you see them in relation to shadows the shadow, like how close they are to the shadow, indicates kind of the depth, because you're looking down now. Instead of looking at a side, a side image, traditional sonar where you're looking at the side cut out, a piece of cake is cut out, you're looking down on top of it, like a bird's eye view. So you kind of have to use the shadowing, the sonar shadows to kind of sort of give you a reference as to how deep the fish is. Is it how close it is to the surface of the water or the bottom of the water, body of water that you're fishing. We should also mention the transducer. We have this from the Striker 5. Now, we haven't opened everything, so let's quickly do that. I was about to cut the video short. I should not do that because you guys want to see all of this. So, here is, this is actually a motor mount, so you can put this, it's contoured and everything. I'll pull this guy out of here so you can see it would go underneath your motor, and you would actually mount your transducer that you see here right onto that. So it's contoured around your, like say your Minn Kota electric motors or whatever. You would mount that right onto this, and then you would take your hose clamp, as you see here. It looks like you have the options to put these cable ties through as well. These slots, kind of funny they use that because we use and then we use a similar convention, if you will, and then you could put that through, let's say, the center hole around your motor, I suppose is what they're doing there. I haven't used one of these myself. It's a bit hokey in my opinion, but they've got the nice bracket here and everything included with the kit, which is great. Here is the metal bracket, and I'm assuming because there's another opening, another plug, that there is another, well, this is the transducer. This transducer is different from these guys because, yes, of course, it's side imaging. Now, we'll give you a feel for the difference in size here. They are, this side view transducer is slightly larger. It's not much larger. Actually, this transducer, if we took it off, I remember feeling it. It's probably very close or comparable in terms of weight feel. It's a nice beefy transducer, probably about 5 inches long here, and it's got all the mounting holes for the bracket, and that bracket in this case being a metal bracket. I would imagine some kind of aluminum or aluminized bracket so that it doesn't rust, and you would line up the holes here, and we'll put that together for you right now. They usually have, yeah, here we go here. This is the hardware for it. Let's move all this stuff out of the way so you guys don't get confused with everything. There's a hose clamp there of some type. This is a cable management hardware, so you can kind of route your cables with that when you're installing, if you want to install it in a hard transom way. Move that guy over here. Oh, I want to show you too, the Garmin Echo series prior to this Striker series. That's the size of the transducers. You can see the difference in how far transducers have come in terms of their size. It's massive. It's 3 times probably the weight and mass and size of these here. So that's kind of interesting. Let's put that aside here now. And we'll take this guy and we'll line this guy up nicely with it. It's almost like it just wants to fall into place. We'll take these little screws that come with the kit, and we will put these star washers in place right here. Maybe the camera can come on an overview here so you can see down into the bracket. And we're going to take our drill, and we're going to keep it on a lower torque. We don't need it on that high of a torque. And we're going to take it, it's a Phillips driver, Phillips bolt. Probably a number 2, it's sort of the most common one. Maybe what you want to do is put the star washer on first, on the little screw here, the machine bolts. And these transducers have PEMs inserted into them, probably brass, or it looks like maybe some kind of a nickel, probably in, well, it's Probably a coated brass or something. We'll take that guy. And that completes that installation there. They have a couple of pieces left over here. We'll just put here. Not sure. They probably have bigger brackets even if you wanted for these guys. So you could do the last two on a bigger bracket for some reason. Maybe right completely underneath your hull. So this guy here, the side view, side imaging transducer right here, and I'm guessing because it's the only transducer that came with the package. This was from the Striker 5 DVS here. Because it's the only transducer in this entire box, I'm assuming that this will not only do your down view imaging like this one does and your traditional imaging, but it'll also do your side view, of course, as well, and that being plugged. So you take this guy and you hook it to here, right there, like so. It hooks together. And this guy here, it's a little threaded, you could even call it a hose clamp again. You can see the thread in here. Maybe if the camera can kind of see in the light. And so you would capture this. You just take it, break it apart, and this will snap together here. There's a mechanism to snap it together, and that will snap over top of here just like so, so the threads meet up and everything, and it'll stay together so you won't lose it. So I'm not going to engage it tightly right now because we may not want to display it that way for our trade show. We're going to be in San Diego Del Mar at the Fred Hall show here in a couple of weekends from now, and you are going to take these plugs here and you are going to, yes indeed, there's 4 pins, and these are 4 pins, female, and we're going to plug both the transducer and the side view one in. This one will go upside down, just like so. And you push those in nice and firmly there, and there you go, you've got your transducer set up. If I put these on here, I've actually committed. And I would like to explore that later. What that means, if I put this on here, is it's stuck like that forever unless I break it off. So I'm going to leave it out of the video. You guys can read up on it as well. But there you have it, the big transducer, really big thick cabling here. Of course you can take this cabling, our fish finder mount makes all fish finders portable, and we've got, if the video can come around, well here, we've got these nice slots positioned into the battery box itself. There's a 10 amp hour battery in here which has got lots of juice in it to run your fish finder all day long, your SV7, and we would take these cable ties that you see here and we thread them through to capture all your cables in a nice tidy bunch so that you can keep your transducer pretty close to the unit. You wouldn't get too far away perhaps, so that way you don't have a bunch of cables lying everywhere, you're tripping over them in your boat or whatever. So you can tie those up through there. I've got the cable, and just so you get the idea, there's the cable tie, and you can take this guy and just mate it up. I'll do it quickly here, we'll cut it off later. And there you go, you've got your cables managed right to the side of the battery box, so it's out of the way, and it's fairly tidy, relatively speaking. So this is Wade from fishfindermounts.com and Flowtube Fanatics. I'm just going to lock this Garmin 7 SV up a little bit so you can see it from this angle. And this was really meant to be an opening the box video, which we've done, and we've set it up on our unit. There is some other parts here, your hard mount for a transom style, transducer mounting position on your boat. That would engage like so, you'd have this bracket onto this bracket, and you'd put them together like that. Of course, with our product, this is a different transducer, so we should really, before we shut the video down, we should take this SV product off, the Garmin Striker 5 off, their transducer, and here is how you do it with our product. There's a fork washer or clamp. This will slide off nicely. It's the spacers we provide for you in our kits, and we will need this spacer, I'm guessing. We'll need a bigger spacer, which we have, and we'll provide to you. And it will go between here, and you'll be able to put that onto our product here. In fact, actually, I believe we have a spacer for this, a special attachment already made up. So when you get your Garmin 7SV and you want to put it on our product, make sure that you ask us for the and I'm going to say that right now, that this transducer is, you're going to need the attachment for the GT52HW. That's the transducer. It says right here. I don't know if the camera can see that here. The GT52HW-TM, and their part number is right here, 010-12405-00. So that is the transducer product, and we will make sure that all of our fittings are correct for this, so that when you get it, you're going to be able to mesh it up with our products just perfectly. So this is Wade from fishfindermounts.com and Float Tube Fanatics, and you can call us at 1-855-784-3474 to get your amazing portable fish finder mounting solution today. We're making all fish finders portable. So thanks for watching, everyone. I'm Wade.